Well, hello, and welcome to Opal City Confidential, a Starman podcast, episode 29. And we're going to be covering the last two issues of Adventure Comics 377 and 378, featuring the Paul Levitz, Steve Ditko masterpiece Starman series. Having reread it for the first time in a decade or more, I love it more. I think it is amazing, and it's been lovely, and I've already covered DC Comics Presents 26. I think that's the number. It may not be. I will double check it, but I will post a link to that previous issue. I do not know if I will do an issue in 4 weeks that cover that again, but I want you to all, when you're done listening to this, go back and listen to that episode, and I'll have a link in the notes. But let's get started with Adventure Comics 477. All right, here's some basic information from two sites I'm using, Mike's and DC Fandom, for this one. This comic was cover dated November 1980. On sale date August 28th, 1980. I would have been working in the comic store. That was the name of it, kind of for trade and stuff. This editor was Len Wein, the amazing Len Wein. This is an 8-page story. The search for Mn'torr, Mn''Torr, Starman's kind of guru. Again, written by Paul Levitz, penciled by Steve Ditko, gloriously inked by the amazing Romeo Tangel, Gaspar Saladino, letterer, and Adrian Roy. Colorist. This was reprinted in the Steve Ditko Omnibus Volume 2 hardcover, which I have. It's in the U.S. mail on my way to me. I think the entire run's in that, and I took me a couple tries, but I found it decent. It's probably kind of beat up. Doesn't look great, but I'm gonna have a copy for my Starman collection, so I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. Now they need to put out a Will Payton omnibus, and I'm just saying it because they need to do it. But let's go through this comic a little bit. First, let's talk about the cover. It's got a good cover. It's, this is when this book was a 3-book series, Plastic Man, Aquaman, and Starman. Of course, I'm a good God, man. You're brain dead today, Ross. Got a pretty good cover. I'm not going to sing its praises out. It's not the greatest. It's got Aquaman, Starman, and Plastic Man in 3 panels. It is by Ross Andrew, Dick Giordano, and Tatiana Wood. Starman gets a center panel, which is nice, but it's just, I'm not the biggest Ross Andrew fan. I don't dislike him. I think, he drew a lot of Spider-Man and other stuff I read and I liked. He's just not my great, it's not as, it could be more dynamic for me, my taste. This story, the executive editor was Joe Orlando, on this. I'm getting some information from both sites. So, main character, of course, is Starman, Jediah, Mn'torr, and Lady Mira. And we go to the temple of the center of the All and Starman's asteroid base. As neither Mike's nor Fandoms has a synopsis, I'll just kind of go through the... So basically, it picks up after the last issue. Oswin is dead. Lady, the queen is back on her throne, and Starman's going looking for Mn'torr, and it starts. It's got the normal banner, which I like. It's got Starman thinking on the first page. I'm not quite sure why, but somehow I felt I should give Oswin a decent burial. Even a snake deserves a rock to lie under. Besides, the grave is a pretty effective marker to separate the end of my old life and the beginning of the new. For the only thing left for me to do in this galaxy, leave it. Oswin got hold of Mn'torr's staff when Mn'torr's people came to take him back of the world as a traitor. Now I never really understood what Mn'torr was doing in our galaxy, why he saved my life in breaking a 1,000-year vow. But I know I owe him, and to find him, to pay him back. And he's flying through space, gorgeous. I mean, I've said this the whole time, this is my favorite Ditko work. This is literally my favorite Ditko work. I mean, is it Spider-Man or is Doc Strange? Probably not. But for me, it is just so perfect for this series. And I love this costume. I love everything about it. I love what we're seeing flying through space. It's feel like I'm, I like the Cosmic Heroes more than Marvel ones, but he's a good one. He's a lot like Captain Marvel, a lot like Quasar. I like the Pink Crystal Dog when he gets to the temple. They have a conversation, and there's it's the Mn'torr and the maze, and the quests. He's going through, and the temple starts talking to him and testing him, and then we cut to Jediah and Lady Mira, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do to help Starman. Pretty much that. Starman continues to go through the test, and he beats him, and then they let him go through a portal, which is very trippy dippy. Steve Ditko, it's great, and he lands on this crystal planet where it's perfect for Ditko to do. And Starman finds Mn'torr in a crystal cube, and they have a conversation. He really doesn't want Starman's help. And he explains it. He goes, "I've been returned to my people because I saved you, Starman. In so doing, dared to twist the destiny of a universe not given into my keeping. That was why Oswin was given the staff as a counterweight to your abilities. I'm glad it was an insignificant balancer. As for me, this simple room will more than suffice for my needs until the morrow, when I am to fulfill the sentence passed by my peers and end my existence forever." And it's a great cliffhanger. It was a lot of fun. It was a great read. I'm a big Paul Levitz fan, an unapologetic Paul Levitz fan. He writes... it's a perfect balance to me, that with narration and alliteration and thought bubbles, and I want text. There's too much text, but I like the rhythm. I like the way it feels. He adds to the art, and the art adds to his story. I think that's why him and Ditko are so good in this. I think it's why him and Keith Giffen are so good in Legion. You got a good pairing, and it's just amazing. It was a great comic, and I loved the heck out of it. Now we're going to go to the last one, through 478. Okie doke. Adventure Comics 478, cover date December 1980. On sale September 25th, 1980. Joe Orlando, executive editor, Lynn Wein, editor. Paul, let's just skip to the other credits. It's the exact same for the entire run. Paul Levitz, Steve Ditko, Romeo, Tangel, The Magician. Casper Saladino, Adrian Roy. Again, reprinted in the Steve Ditko Volume 2 hardcover. And this will continue into DC Comics Presents 36. I think hope I was right. And let's talk about the cover. Okay, the cover is split in half. It's Aquaman in the center, and he's looking at something happening in two different places. No Starman or Plastic Man on the main part of the cover, just on the banner. 3 superheroes and 1 super book. And their heads are up there. The cover is by Rick Butler, Dick Giordano, and Tatiana Woods. Again, it's a pretty just generic early 80s cover. And Starman, it's same cast, nothing's changing, the Elder Race. And since, again, no synopsis in either website, we're going to start where we are. The splash page is a couple panels. It's got the normal banner with the Starman logo and the introduction, born Prince Gavyn, blah, blah, blah. But he's flying above a planet, and then an inner panel has Mn'torr and his people. Mn'torr's being shot by a laser beam, and the narration goes, "How do you kill a creature that cannot die? If a living organism could be endued with the essence of immortality, could that essence ever be removed? Observe the working of a immortal race and see how they have solved that dilemma." It's a pretty good splash page, nothing super duper. I mean, the Starman flying is pretty good. It's a standard panel. But they're standing there, and then on the next page, their leader's going, "You have trespassed against your vows of silent meditation and saving the entity now called Starman. You have been sentenced to be ended, and let the termination begin." And he says he accepts the verdict. Starman shows up and starts battling the elders, and they each have staffs like Mn'torr's, and he breaks one. He holds it to he creates a shield and he pushes them out, and he frees Mn'torr. And then there's a huge boom, and they're both laying there unconscious in the gas. they let him live, and this is one of the leaders, Starman and Mn'torr laying there under the gas or whatever it is. They let him live as mortal, his staff broken, his power gone, and when his human protector fails him, let him die as mortal as well. And then we cut to Jediah and Lady Clarrisa, and they land back on the Imperial Palace to be told that Empress Clarrisa has been poisoned, only has an hour to live. We don't see any of this. And then back to Starman and Mn'torr. They are on an alien planet somewhere, and they wake up on a beach by a river, it looks like. And as they try to fly away, a giant octopus tries to kill them, but Starman breaks. Look, it's great. It's a nice little action sequence. I kind of like the white background. It's very different from the alien planets we saw last time. And then Mn'torr creates another staff, which is very cool. And then he has something to say to Starman, which is going to lead into the finale. You have taught your teacher that life is too precious a gift ever to be surrendered. And that is a difficult lesson to learn. The staff is yours now, Starman. But Mn'torr, I don't understand. My power is so diminished I cannot live on here in your hostile universe. So I give you that which remains of my strength. With it, you may find your path back and to your familiar stars and the tasks that await you there. You have died twice for your people, but you have 2 more deaths to give them, and I have mine. Farewell, Starman. And he screams no. It's a really great comic. It's, how to tell a story in 9 pages, 8 pages. Stunningly drawn by Ditko and written by Levitz. I really liked it. It's a little bit of a hodgepodge. The beating hit, basically it's a static battle where Starman beats the Elders. It's really kind of not as dynamic as I would expect. Much more action-y on the alien world. Very much like a Tarzan comic strip in a lot of ways. But it was good. So I love this. I've loved rereading these. I look forward to when I get the Ditko hardcover. I will probably reread them again. And I will visit Prince Gavyn on this show again. I'm not going to do an episode in 4 weeks or whatever it would be for Gavyn's turn in the rotation. His turn in the rotation is over for now. Because I already discussed the episode with when I did one on the DC Comics Presents 36. So I'd like you to go back and listen to that. So next week, more Ted and Jack. In Sins of the Child Part 4. And this Wednesday, I do my first 2 Action Comics Legion stories, which I had some feels about, and I can't wait for you to listen to it. So folks, again, I'll be taking a break for a little bit in September. It looks like I'm recorded 3 episodes this week, and I'm going to do 1 more real quick and post it, and so that'll get me to next weekend, and then I'll decide if I do anything from there or pause. Just need to do it. Comics are good mental health. Doing these 3 podcasts kind of helped me clear my head, and that just having some quiet time. It's just been life gets too much sometimes. So, as always, be smart, be safe, be kind to one another, and read some comics.